Shadows in the mirror. Elena stared at her reflection each morning, but it never stared back the same way. For years, she'd battled obsessive-compulsive disorder, a relentless intruder in her mind that demanded perfection. "Check the stove 5 times, it whispered. "Wash your hands until they bleed," she complied. Believing these rituals shielded her from catastrophe if she didn't. Something terrible would happen to her family. By day, Elena was a successful graphic designer, her life polished and controlled. She arrived at the office early, arranged her desk meticulously, and smiled through meetings. But inside, anxiety churned like a storm. Intrusive thoughts bombarded her, violent images of harming loved ones. Absurd fears of contamination. "You're a monster," the voice hissed. She knew they were irrational OCDs. Cruel lies, but logic couldn't silence them. One evening, after a grueling deadline, the thoughts intensified. She imagined pushing her young daughter down the stairs. Horrified, Elena locked herself in the bathroom, scrubbing her hands raw under scalding water. Tears streamed as she counted to 100, then again. "This isn't me," she sobbed. Depression crept in alongside the obsessions, painting her world grey. Sleep evaded her. Food lost taste. She withdrew from friends, convinced she was unworthy, dangerous. Her husband, Marco, noticed the changes, the endless checking, the exhaustion. "Talk to me," he pleaded. But shame silenced her. Mental illness felt like weakness, a flaw she hid behind closed doors. Finally, a panic attack shattered her facade. At work, mid-presentation, her heart raced, vision blurred. She fled to the restroom, convinced she was dying. That night, Marco found her curled on the floor. "I need help," she whispered. Therapy began with a psychologist, specializing in OCD, exposure, and response. Prevention challenged her rituals. Head-on, no checking, no washing. It was agonizing, like walking into fire. Medication helped quiet the noise. Slowly, Elena learned her thoughts didn't define her. They were symptoms, not truths. Months later, she looked in the mirror again. The reflection smiled tentatively. The shadows lingered, but they no longer ruled. For the first time, Elena felt hope, a fragile light piercing the darkness. Mental health struggles weren't a defeat. Seeking help was her bravest act.